Well, good evening. Welcome to our June school board meeting for this month. If you will, let's stand for the pledge and the moment of silence led by Dr. Rouse. Again, good evening. As we start this meeting out, we need to start with the approval of the agenda. Remember, when you approve the agenda, it does include the consent agenda as well. Can I get a motion to that effect? Motion by Mr. Hughes, second by Dr. Rouse. Mr. Jones, I'm sorry. It's been a long day. Second by Dr. Rouse. All in favor? Aye. That moves us on to our public comment for agenda items. I don't have anybody, no forms, anybody want to speak, so moving on to communications to the board and the director's comments, I'll turn it over to Mr. Carter.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody to our June board meeting. A couple of things I would like to make mention of. First, our summer camp. We discussed this a little bit during the work session, but it's in full swing and having a lot of success there. Students witnessed those today, visited one of the schools, and the students were very engaged. A lot of activities going on, a lot of good reteaching going on as well. Several middle school students were there in attendance as well, so had a very good response for summer camp this year. Also, in addition, today, Tennessee Commissioner of Education, Lizette Reynolds, visited Rock Springs, did a tour of different grade levels and engaged with several students and got their takeaways and what they were learning and what they were doing while they were in the summer camp. That was a good opportunity for us to also share with Commissioner Reynolds the work that Ms. Dinsmore and Ms. Rollins and their staff has been doing in regards to the characteristics of dyslexia, and might actually turn into some opportunities for them to do a presentation where the commissioner would be there and present. So congratulations for that work that's being done. Like to remind everybody that tomorrow at 4 o'clock we will be back at the Budget Committee meeting. Chairman Price and Mr. Loesch and I will be there at 4 o'clock, and that's set to be at the former Bluntfield Elementary campus there. Unless there's some kind of change that comes up, that's where it'll be at 4 o'clock. So I'd like to encourage everybody to come out and join us there. Moving on down to unfinished business, we looked at and discussed the language that the board had requested to be changed in policy 4.406 pertaining to the use of the internet and the use of our computer systems, which reflects that an employee who is terminated or no longer working for Sullivan County Schools, their access would be immediately removed and taken away. So I'd like to ask for that to be adopted on the second reading tonight.
Heard the recommendation. Can I get a motion to that effect?
Motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Mr. Hughes, second by Mr. Robinson. Any discussion? Ready to vote?
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Dr. Rouse?
Yes.
Mr. Spivey?
Yes.
Ms. Stanley?
Yes.
Letter B, the blended learning, virtual learning. We actually don't have a final name for that. We were just waiting to see if the board was going to give us the graces to move forward with that. I believe Dr. Palmer's presented the information and just asked that we give approval to begin promoting and marketing to have students attending our blended learning. There is a budget request as well as $150,000 to fund that going into the 24-25 school year.
Again, you've heard the recommendation by Mr. Carter. Can I get a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Hughes. Second by Mr. Jones. Any other discussion on this one? We're ready.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Dr. Rouse?
Yes.
Mr. Spivey?
Yes.
Ms. Stanley?
Yes.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Letter C, cybersecurity insurance. We had completed the bid process, received 3 bids. The recommendation from McGriff Insurance, Mr. Steve Harville, was to accept the offer from Coalition for $37,126.78. I'd like to make a recommendation that we move forward with accepting that cybersecurity insurance policy, which is an annual expense.
I make that motion.
Motion by Dr. Rouse. Second by Ms. Stanley. Anything else? We're ready.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Dr. Rouse?
Yes.
Mr. Spivey?
Yes.
Ms. Stanley?
Yes.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Letter D, the Miller Perry HVAC boiler. Just wanted to see if the board is still good with moving forward with the boiler being exchanged out so that we would have everything in place by this fall. It's going to be necessary that we do make a decision. That would be $300,000 is what has been set aside for that project. Just want to get a final vote before we start putting that out for the bid process.
Heard the recommendation.
I make a motion that we put the boiler out for bid with the $300,000 as the projected price.
Motion by Mr. Jones,
Second.
second by Dr. Rouse. We've talked about this a lot during the work session. Any further discussion? We're ready.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Dr. Rouse?
Yes.
Mr. Spivey?
Yes.
Ms. Stanley?
Yes.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Letter E, during the work session, we talked about the bids that came in for the projects on the, at Sullivan East High School. And the bids actually came in higher than what we had set aside from the undesignated fund balance. We would need an additional $196,450 to complete the base bid of the baseball lights, the football field lights, the softball field lights, and the tennis court lights. And that's what I'd like to recommend, is that we approve an additional $196,450. That would be a resolution that we would be making with the county commission on Thursday at the work session to fund that project with additional funding.
I'll make the motion, Mr. Chairman.
I second it.
Motion by Mr. Hughes, second by Dr. Rouse. Ready to vote.
Dr. Rouse?
Yes.
Mr. Spivey?
Yes.
Ms. Stanley?
Yes.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
All right. Letter F on the Sullivan East High School press box. The bids or the preliminary estimates came in higher than what we had anticipated. So during our work session, we discussed having architect fees approved out of the original $100,000 that we had set aside for this project, and also to go on out to have a conception drawing done and a more of a detailed idea of what that work would look like. So I'd like to recommend that we move forward with architect fees and getting a better vision and idea of what we would be looking at doing there at Sullivan East High School for the press box.
Heard the recommendation by Mr. Carter.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Hughes. Okay, second.
Second.
Second by Dr. Rouse. Anything further? We're ready.
Mr. Spivey.
Yes.
Ms. Stanley. Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Dr. Rouse.
Yes.
All right. Down into new business. It is that time of year where we have a set of teachers and educators that have reached the requirements to be tenured. And Mr. Loach has added a list of those in your board packet to be approved and to be granted tenure. I'd like to request that we approve that. I can read that list. Don't have? Okay,
We've got it.
okay, thank you.
Heard the recommendation by Mr. Carter.
Makes motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Mr. Hughes, second by Ms. Stanley. Ready to vote.
Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Dr. Rouse.
Yes.
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 G and H. Okay, yes. That's
Tennis courts.
the draft one. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. King. G, at this time, I'd like to recommend that we put it more in a priority order, that we complete the project at Central Heights Elementary School for paving, and then that will involve letter H as well, but that we would not be moving forward at this time with the Sullivan Heights Middle School tennis courts, and to revisit that one at a later date, but to touch the immediate needs for our school traffic and the flow of buses and cars for morning drop-off, afternoon pickup, and just daily traffic. So do you want to go ahead and just total those all three into one? Is that okay? Okay, so what we would be voting on would be approving the base bid for Central Heights Elementary plus alternate 3, and then going into architect fees and bids for Holston Elementary around the back, and then Indian Springs where the pods are, or around the pods, and then do an alternate for Indian Spring in front of the building. I'd like to make that recommendation that we move forward with that.
Heard the recommendation by Mr. Carter. Can I get a motion to that effect? Motion by Mr. Jones. Second by Mr. Robinson. Any further discussion? We're ready to vote.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Dr. Rouse.
Yes.
Mr. Spivey.
Yes.
Ms. Stanley.
Yes.
Yes.
Now we're back. Thank you. Under new business, letter B, Dr. Palmer presented tonight the opportunity for us to provide students who participate in sports or school-related programs that would be able to be a one-time PE credit that would pertain to their graduation requirements, and like to ask for that to be adopted on first reading tonight.
Also ask for a waiver of rules on this one, correct?
Yes, thank you.
Can I get a motion to that effect? Motion by Mr. Jones, second by Dr. Rouse. Any discussion? We're ready to vote.
Mr. Hughes,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. Price,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Dr. Rouse.
Yes.
Mr. Spivey,
Yes.
Ms. Stanley.
Yes.
Letter C, 7C, proposed changes to the Students' Rights and Responsibility Handbook for the 2024-2025 school year. Mr. Foster's submitted those. They've been through their committee. Just like to ask for approval of those changes.
Can I get a motion to that effect? Motion by Mr. Spivey, second by Mr. Robinson. Any more discussion? Ready to vote?
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. Price,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Dr. Rouse,
Yes.
Mr. Spivey,
Yes.
Ms. Stanley.
Yes.
Yes.
Under resolutions, do these individually. Put those three together, okay. We have three resolutions, one from the general purpose budget, one from the school nutrition budget, and then one from the FY '24 summer learning camps grant budget. I'd like to ask for those to be approved.
Heard the recommendation from Mr. Carter. Can I get a motion to that effect?
I make that motion.
Motion by Dr. Rouse, second by Mr. Jones. Any discussion? We are ready to vote.
Mr. Price,
Yes.
Yes.
Dr. Rouse,
Yes.
Yes.
Ms. Stanley,
Yes.
Mr. Hughes,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
And then under letter E, budget amendments, I'd like to ask it for approval of A through P.
Heard the recommendation. I need a motion. Motion by Mr. Spivey. Second by Mr. Jones. Again, we went over all this during the work sessions. Anybody have anything else, discussion on these? Ready to vote?
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Dr. Rouse,
Yes.
Mr. Spivey,
Yes.
Ms. Stanley,
Yes.
Mr. Hughes,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes.
I do have one additional item, and I apologize. This is just information at this point, but it is, I feel like it's an exciting opportunity that we would eventually be presenting to the board. But we have two positions at Westridge that are currently out, that we've got posted through the CTE department. One in our machining and one for our MEPS, or masonry, electrical, and plumbing, or HVAC. The new TCAT president-elect, the one that's just going to be coming in soon, Heath McMillan, has talked with me about the possibility of having TCAT instructor being on our campus in our shops teaching. And so students, every student in there would be able to get dual enrollment for that. We would still pay the salary like we are now, but every student in there would be getting dual enrollment. Plus, for the instructor, it's much easier for the instructor to get certified or endorsed through TCAT than it is for them to be endorsed through our school system. So, and in addition, they would be supplying the supplies and materials and possibly some of the equipment for those shops if they needed it. But If that goes through, we'll be coming back to ask for approval on that. But I think it's a win-win situation for us. All students will be getting dual enrollment, so that would be creating some additional TISA funding for all students. Whereas if they were having to only go to the shop there at Elizabethton, or if we were to only have certain students in there. But this will give us the full program, would be a dual enrollment program. Mr. McMillan shared with me that he was the TCAT president in Jackson, Tennessee, and prior to that, he had been at the RCAM here in Sullivan County, and he was very excited about Jackson. TCAT was the #1 dual enrollment TCAT in the state of Tennessee, and this was some of the ways that he had achieved that. So it's a good opportunity for our students, and we'll be giving you more information if that goes through. We'll be coming back, but Richard Church, the assistant president or vice president there at TCAT, has been instrumental in getting this thing through since Mr. McMillan hasn't came on site yet to begin working there. But good opportunity. I just wanted to share that, just for information. Masonry, electrical, and plumbing, the MEPS program. Would like to consider that as HVAC, but depending on which person we can find. And they have a broader net that they can cast for those positions than what we're able to. So, and would love to be able to offer that to students at both Sullivan East and at Westridge if they were interested.
Sorry. That brings us to our public comment on non-agenda items. Again, I don't have anybody signed up to speak, so I guess that brings us to me. Only thing I've got, next board meeting is July the 9th, is that correct? July the 11th? July 9th, yeah, July 9th at 4:30. For a work session, board meeting at 6:30. 18th through the 21st of July. Mr. Carter hit on a minute ago, but the Budget Committee does meet again tomorrow. We'll be back over there. Look forward to continuing the conversations with the Budget Committee and those folks. And we may end up having to have a called meeting before the next one. We'll let you know what happens. Congratulations to all the teachers that earned tenure this year. That's a big deal. And I can't believe June's almost over, halfway over. School will be starting back, and here we'll be again. Looking forward to the fall, but that's all I got. I'm gonna start down there with Miss Stanley. You want to talk first tonight?
Like you said, congratulations to all the teachers that earned their tenure this year. Again, I want to say thanks to all of the teachers and principals and staff that showed up at that budget meeting. I think it speaks volume whenever the teachers and staff is fighting for their raises and stuff, and they deserve it. And I know that everybody here on this board is also in support and fighting for them. Well, that's all.
I just want to say, teachers, enjoy your time off. Administrators, this is your time to breathe a little bit slower, but I know you're still working. Enjoy it because it's going fast.
Nothing, Mr. Chairman.
Miss Stanley and Mr. Rouse over there said it all. Ain't much else you can say. Enjoy your summer. It's going quick.
I'll be brief and say the same thing about the teachers and with tenure, and hopefully we can have them here to recognize them in person as well. The only other thing I'd say is I hope, and I know it's a hard job that the Budget Committee has, and I know that there's a lot of different considerations when you have to budget for a whole countywide government, and I can appreciate that. I really hope that they will really look at the answers that we continue to give and the presentations. But just generally speaking, as a blanket statement, I would say I would much rather increase taxes to fund children's education and our public education that's constitutionally mandated. We're the only entity, the county, that has to provide it, than I would to continue to build bigger jails like we do across the street. And maybe I'm wrong, but from a policy perspective, I feel like if we invest more in our children, then we can make our jails smaller.
Anything else? Motion to adjourn?